There's something I've been noticing recently in gaming. There have been quite a few Pokemon clones coming out. You've got Temtem, which does not hide the fact that it is a Pokemon clone. You've got games like Bugsnax, which seem to be using physics-based capture mechanics, and pretty much the entire gacha mobile market is all just Pokemon clones. Some games also incorporate Pokemon mechanics into their core gameplay. Games like Kingdom Hearts 3D and Ni no Kuni have parts where you capture monsters and use them in battle to help you out. Even games like Viva Pinata are Pokemon-like. So is every game where you collect things a Pokemon ripoff? I collect bugs and put them in a catalog here. Is this a Pokemon game? There is one game in particular that I have a theory has more in common with Pokemon that we might not yet realize. So let's give it a look. During Microsoft's XO 2019, Everwild was first revealed with a beautiful cinematic trailer that showed off this sprawling forest with magical creatures and 3 adventurers exploring and interacting with this wildlife. The game was later shown off in the Xbox Game Showcase back in July, where another cinematic trailer was shown off, further depicting more creatures and more interactions with these creatures, showing off some magical spells, some rituals, and a little bit more context for what you're doing. But other than that, that's pretty much all we've gotten for the game since its reveal last year. The only other information that we know of about this game is that the player characters are called Eternals. The game is not connected to any other Microsoft worlds. It is a brand new IP built from the ground up. It's an Xbox Series X exclusive, and according to Matt Booty, head of Xbox Game Studios, the team at Rare still doesn't exactly know what the game is going to be. So I suppose your guess is as good as mine. But I guess on to why I think this is a Pokemon game. Well, we've only seen the 2 trailers so far, and I think we can infer that something about these trailers is going to give us a clue as to what the actual game is going to be like. And I think the 2 big focuses you can see from this game are of these magical creatures and the 3 Eternals you see running around the world. From the latter, we can infer that this is definitely going to be a multiplayer game. Looking back at 2016's Sea of Thieves, you can definitely see why they would want to continue the multiplayer style games. As far as the animals go, during the first trailer, we mostly saw the Eternals kind of studying and observing them from afar. Very little interaction, only at the very end of the trailer do we actually see them make contact with the animals. But in the second trailer, you see a lot more of this interaction. There are Eternals actually traveling with these animals and interacting with them in a much more intricate way. In some cases, rescuing some of the animals, performing rituals on the animals, and even just traveling with them. So what does this all mean? Well, obviously, it's a Pokemon game. I think the most logical conclusion we can take from these trailers is that these animals are going to play a key role in the gameplay. Like I said, the Eternals are seen traveling with them, which means that you are going to be at some point teaming up with the animals. Whether or not they join you for the whole journey is still up in the air, but it does seem like there is a big focus on connecting with these animals. Now, why does this actually equal a Pokemon game? Well, one of the core tenets in Pokemon is to find and befriend Pokemon so that they join you on your journey. From what we've seen in the trailers, you are finding and befriending these animals. And whether or not your goal is to collect or capture them all still remains to be seen. But at the very least, you're going to be working together with these animals to solve some sort of problem in the world. In the first trailer, we saw a weird, spooky mist creep up into this cave, where one of the deer creatures lay dead in the entrance, while a more predator-like animal stood deeper in the cave.
Clearly, this ain't Little Barry's Pokemon anymore. Nah, this game's rated T.
But in all seriousness, I'm kind of stretching what it means to be a Pokemon game. If you look at something like Temtem, that is clearly a Pokemon game. It is trying to do everything that you'd expect from a modern-day Pokemon game and incorporate a lot more MMO mechanics. Everwild, however, I'm mostly focusing on the idea that you are teaming up with a monster or an animal in order to help you progress through. That seems to be the core part of what these trailers are focusing on. You, an Eternal, teaming up with these animals, trying to do something in this world. Presumably save it, presumably help it, whatever this spooky mist is, whatever these predatorial animals are, something is happening in this world and you are trying to save it and you need the help of these animals. That is the core part of what Everwild seems to be. Now, some of the bigger questions are you trying to collect all these animals? Are you only getting one of these animals at a time? In the trailers, you only really see the Eternals have one animal at a time. In the scene where they're climbing the mountain, each Eternal has one animal walking with them. So who knows what the actual completion idea of the game is? Who knows if you actually are even trying to discover all the animals? Maybe it could even be randomly generated animals, we don't know. Could be very similar to a No Man's Sky situation where all the animals don't necessarily matter, but you're just looking for core features within each animal itself. That being said, I'm very excited to learn more about what this game is actually going to be. It's rare, and having a new IP from them is very exciting. Now, obviously, Sea of Thieves had a bit of a content issue at its release, but nowadays the content is there, and it's doing pretty well as a games as a service. Constant updates, good developer feedback, tons of stuff to do. You can even have dogs in the game and you can pet them. Oh my god, they're so cute. If Everwild can come out with a stronger start than Sea of Thieves did, I think it could be a really big success. But who knows when this game is actually going to be released. It doesn't seem like it's even close to being finished, as we haven't even seen any gameplay from it, and like I said, back to that Matt Booty quote, they're not even sure what the game is 100% going to be yet. But regardless, what do you think about Everwild? Is this game exciting you? Do you want this to be a Pokemon-like game? And what have been your favorite Pokemon-like games? But until we get more information on Everwild, I have been... Well, actually, Carbon-based Banner, what Pokemon-like game are you looking forward to most later on this year? Pokemon game. Oh, there's that one by... What's that? The genie girl? Way Forward. That's the one. That game. The new one. There's a Way Forward Pokemon-like game? Wait, are you talking about Bakugan? That's the one.